Drill, baby, drill is evidently working. There's been a surge in oil and gas production thanks to President Trump's pro-energy policies. And joining us now to discuss this and more money headlines is former White House economic advisor Steve Moore. Good morning to you, sir.
Right.
Compare what we're seeing now under Trump versus Biden and Biden's anti-fossil fuel climate policies.
Yeah, energy is a big issue where these two presidents took diametrically opposite approaches. So Trump is into, as you called it, drill, baby, drill. And we're seeing some of the fruits of that. The major Department of Energy statistical division just came out with numbers showing that we will reach an all-time high, Jan, in both oil and natural gas production here in the U.S. of A., which is great news. It creates a lot of jobs. It creates more energy independence for the U.S. But also, there's a really kind of positive feature to this for consumers, which is that the Department of Energy now says that gas prices by the end of the year will fall below $3 a gallon, and that's good. Now, some areas of the country already have $3 a gallon, but some of these states like California are still paying $4 or $5 a gallon. So that will be some relief at the gas pump.
Will California ever go down to $3? Because, right? Because it's their taxes, it's all their regulations.
Yes. So if you live, and I know you have a lot of viewers in California, so you're paying about $1 to $1.50 a gallon more than the rest of the country because of all those regulations. You're right,
But
John.
you can't blame it on the federal government because, as we said, that is a California thing. Now, you gave some real numbers there, but a new poll shows Americans don't trust government stats anymore, and really, who can blame them when we see these accusations of crime stats being represented, that conflict jobs data, especially during the Biden administration, and even this admission to a census miscount. How do we fix this?
Yeah, great question. First of all, the fact that 2/3 of Americans don't really trust these government statistics is because they've become increasingly unreliable. We've been seeing that in the jobs numbers that are just going up and down and up and down, and we just don't know what to trust when those employment numbers come out. And that's a problem because so much of our policy is dictated by those numbers. But also the Census Bureau admits that when they did their decennial census back in 2020, that they undercounted the number of people living in red states like Florida and Texas, and they overcounted the number of people in New York, New Jersey, and Illinois. And that, by the way, that had some political ramifications because the blue states probably got 3 or 4 more congressional seats than they should have because of a faulty census. So we need to do a much better job, Jan, in fixing how we count jobs, incomes, how many people live where. These are really important for our country.
I think you just nailed it, too. It's outrageous when you think about it. It's not just the fact they might have gotten 4 more seats. It's also the dollars that are sent to these states, because those are also based on the number of people. So they're, that right there is a story we're going to continue following.
Yes, because, Jan, you're making a really important point. Thank you. That the way we allocate federal dollars to states is determined in no small part by how big their population is. So some states are getting screwed by this, and other states are getting a windfall. We got to have more accurate numbers.
Speaking of numbers, how much has the real median income for households jumped under Trump versus Biden?
Yeah, so we just have the official statistics in now that under Trump's first term, incomes for median families, they went up about $6,000. Under Biden, only $500 in his 4 years. So about a 10 times higher gain under Trump than under Biden. And so far this year, the good news is that incomes are rising again, even after you adjust for inflation. And a lot of that is due to the fact that inflation has come down a lot. We've gotten some good numbers on inflation, which is really important. There's 2 areas, by the way, Jan, where prices continue to rise, and that's coffee. I don't know if you bought coffee lately, but coffee is getting really expensive, and beef. So those are the 2 things, and I think the tariffs have something to do with that. They've risen the price of if you want coffee beans from Brazil, you're paying more for it, and beef, has had problems too.
Steve, I love me some meat. I do not drink coffee. Isn't that crazy?
Okay.
I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I never.
You have to get up early in the morning,
I do. Usually my alarm goes off around, midnight or a little after. So yeah. I don't like coffee. I know, it's crazy. Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore, always good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, John.